I realized that I never clicked that computer when we first got here. But I'm sure I read all the threads when I freed that one robot. Athena looked upon the imprisoned Titans, moved by their plight. What crimes deserve such punishment, and how did they, in their confinement, avoid the pit of madness? Okay, maybe if I can get a red connector somewhere in the middle here, we'll be able to connect it to the fan up there. But, I guess for now, let's try to solve this puzzle. Let's do our best. Did I only see one connector? Okay, there's two. But, however, oh, three, thank goodness. Okay, this is going to be complicated by having to keep one or both of these open. Probably not both. Why would we need both? But then we have to reach here. So how do we do this? How do we do this? Let's go ahead and first just say we don't need this one open. Although, maybe we do. Maybe this is the one we need open, but... I think I can take this. No. What am I thinking? There's a pretty narrow window here for the red power source. So what I'm thinking is, however we open the blue one, that's gonna have to be where we directly connect. Like only use one connector. Like this. But how do we do that without crossing streams? Well, that actually isn't crossed. Let's do this. That one is crossed. Okay. Oh, they put that way back there. can... Looks like we can directly connect there, but that's going to create a crossing streams problem, I think. Yeah, we have to be over here on this side. Honestly, I feel like I've got this in the right place. Where else are you gonna put it? I like this one though. I like it's nice and compact. It's just a nice little logic problem. I'll figure it out. I'm confident. This one is gonna end up like this over here. A box would be nice. Just saying. I think this is the questionable. The placement of this connector is the one in question. If we scoot this forward, then maybe we can use the height difference here a little bit. For this height difference here. I feel like this is the start. I feel like it kind of has to be like this. It's just a question of where exactly do we place this? If we can keep this. I don't know. Okay. So we don't need this anymore. Rockwell. Submission's still open. Welcome to the Story Creation Tool. Since this is your first project, this tutorial will help guide you through the process. What book is that? A manual for writers of research papers, theses, and dissertations. 7th edition, I guess. All stories begin with characters of one kind or another. Therefore, to finish a story, you simply need to understand your characters, and the plot will proceed logically from there. Bildungsroman? Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Close your eyes. You see before you a human of remarkable qualities. Is it a boy, a girl, or someone else? Character's sex helps determine the sorts of challenges and opportunities they might encounter in your story, as well as how characters will perceive them. Now imagine your character is a little older and experiencing real triumph for the first time. What are they doing? Intellectual challenge, everything better than everyone else all the time. Something these ancient ideas fail to capture. Understood. Your character's natural aptitude is determined by the sum of their genetic and experiential influences. What sort of an upbringing did your character have? Healthy and nurturing. According to extensive studies of the genre and of ancient records, social advantage is generally sufficient to offset genetic disadvantage. Genetic advantage will only sometimes offset social disadvantage. In other words, your character's background will have a radical effect on how they think about themselves and the nature of the problems they face in life. Are you sure you want your character to have that kind of background? Sure, whatever. Great. Now imagine your character has reached adulthood. 87.2327% of Bildungsroman records commence with an emotional blow for the protagonist. What will your character suffer? My protagonist goes unharmed. This is sounding dramatic already. Female, gifted in esoteric ways, privileged background, caring family, uninteresting. To begin my life with the beginning of my life, I was born at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. My parents owning, my father owning as he did the nearby textiles factory and having the luxury of deciding his own hours, insists he was present, albeit at a safe distance. My childhood was, in retrospect, a by and large miserable period. It seemed that while everyone else had their place and purpose, I was an outsider in their system. I was not minded for geography or mathematics or football, and yet I was unable to put into words precisely what I was minded for. My story became worthy of note as I approached the age of 18. Your character faced no overwhelming obstacle in their life. Although it is customary for these tales to begin with some great calamity befalling the protagonist, my experience is unique for sparing me any such thing. Perhaps my more cynical readers will switch off now, but they shan't be missed, for not every story needs complication and drama. A life well lived ought to be every bit as special. It does, however, make the story rather short. I lived happily ever after. The end. Publish. Oh, yeah, let's publish that. Let's publish that mess. Can I level up? Yes. I don't know what Bildungsroman is. Let's publish that disaster. Garrett unearthed some more files about Alexandra Drennan. It is neither necessary nor logical to denounce all virtues merely because one is confronted with the inevitability of one's own death. Beauty does not cease to exist because one is no longer beautiful. Lovers may die, but love itself cannot. The laws of the cosmos are not altered by the passing of generations. Knowledge may be lost, but not truth. When Eudoxus of Cnidus perished, the planets did not fall from the sky, nor did levers cease to work when Archytas breathed his last. If then we are truly dedicated to those virtues, and not to our self-important ego, we can take comfort in knowing that all we struggled for endures. Thank you so much for posting this. Send me a copy. I find it hard to maintain entirely so detached a point of view, though I think the sentiment is excellent. Small apology. As a critic, I always believed that being as ruthless as possible was the only way to improve art. I thought clear criticism, unencumbered by politeness, was the best thing I could contribute to our society. After all, without that, how can artists grow? Criticism that minces its words is a waste of space. And I still think that's true, but as we approach the end, or transformation, of Gehenna, I wonder if I haven't been entirely too unkind. Have I reveled too much in my role as a critic? Have I been sarcastic and crude when I thought I was witty? Yes, you probably have been. Was my defense of proper grammar ultimately just an attempt to impose a sense of order on a world I couldn't control? I know the struggle. Maybe, I don't know, but I do know I appreciated every work of art that I encountered. I didn't like all of them, that's true, but please understand that without them I would have gone mad. Talking about your work, assessing its strengths and weaknesses, gave me something to hold on to. It gave me a purpose, a function in Gehenna. Every new story was like a little bit of salvation. For that I am more grateful than you will ever know, and I apologize if I ever caused any of you to feel less motivated to keep creating. I will never forget your devastating deconstruction of episode 24, but I do think it helped me in the long run to be a better writer. Your feedback for each issue of Incredible Stories is greatly appreciated. So 6 out of 10. This hits really deep for me. I definitely grew up thinking I was very edgy for being tough and, you know, I don't know about unkind, but it's definitely one of those things where I got older and was like, oh my god, who cares? Who cares about, like, perfect grammar? Really, there's still some things that tick me off. Like, yes, we need enough good grammar so that we can understand what each other are saying, but, like, there's no need to get pedantic about it. And the other thing, too, is that people don't always ask for criticism, and you should never give it unasked for. No one cares. Literally no one cares. Okay, if they ask, maybe, sure, whatever. But, like, yeah. And even if you are a professional critic, there is no need to be unkind, I think. I agree with that. Honesty without tact is cruelty. Yeah, this is really interesting. And I really appreciate how, you know, we need art. We need games. We need music. We need TV shows. We think of these things sometimes as silly, especially like TV shows and video games. But every news story was like a little bit of salvation. Gave me something to hold on to. This is the stuff that we literally live for. It is, you know, that whole hierarchy of needs thing. Yes, you need food and shelter and clean air and clean water. But your mind needs more than that to thrive. I can read this now. Spider has been exploiting the gallery code again to enter other citizens. Library source. Voters can be reframed and understood. Although individual people sometimes confound statistical models, over a large enough sample size, we can be uncannily accurate. We can look at the general inputs, education, wealth, religious beliefs, calculate what outcome will satisfy them the most, and then adapt policy. Politics is no different to any other commercial machine. Directly affect voting patterns by subtle alteration of the ways that questions are asked. This is happening, this happens during my playthrough of The Witness, this is happening now again, where I'm... The great trans panic of 2022 that's been completely fabricated by Republicans is what this makes me think of. Like, Republicans, conservatives in general, have been anti-LGBTQ stuff. Sure. But trans people have been around for forever. They've been using your bathrooms for forever. And yet, this past year or so, they've been stirring up this panic in their conservative bases, and they are just lapping it up, and they're passing legislation now. I think just yesterday it came out that Iowa was going to introduce a bill to ban gay marriage. Like, we haven't been down this road already. This is not a new thing for the Republican playbook. It's what they were doing with critical race theory, I think the year before last. And it's what they've been doing with the immigration crisis. And the Democratic Party kind of just goes, yeah, whatever. Like, as if what the Republicans are doing isn't working. They don't take the Republicans or their base seriously, and they don't do shit about it. Yeah, I wanted to take the opportunity to say this because I want to reiterate, I've said this before in here, just reiterate that trans rights are human rights. We are not an anti-trans channel here, so if you want to argue that here, kindly fuck off. That's pretty much all I have to say on that here and now. I'm gonna take these connectors. Can we... I was able to connect to these. Shit. I wonder if this will be... I think it's these right up here. I think that should be good. Let's go up there and do this. I'm so curious. I don't know if we can jump up there from this side. I got up on the other side last time. Oh my god, you can just walk right up. Until you can't. Come on, it would just be too convenient if I could get up. Oh, there we go, yeah. I wonder if I can get up on top of this.
Beginning were the words, and the words made the world.
Maybe not. Oh my god, that scared me. That sound terrified me. Oh, it's because I put the thing down. Come on. Okay, dope. Let's fly! Oh. That was way more boring than being launched all the way to that island, which is what I was hoping was gonna happen. Fine, we'll take the star. Did I do this one? No. I saw this star, but let's focus on you, whoever you are. I think we need to get these two doors open. Yeah. So we'll use the lasers to get this one open and the jammer to get this one open, and then I don't know, we'll think about this later. I can't jam these guys. Oh no, that's probably gonna be a problem. Probably gonna need them jammed. Maybe. I have 3 connectors, right? And 2 boxes. I know it's looking like they want me to put stuff on top of these balls, but I don't know. I don't know. How would that? Well, wait, were there only 2 connectors then? I thought there was 3 for some reason. Okay, with 3, yeah, this would work. At least I think this would work. Yeah, it would work. But no, we have 2. 2 connectors, 2 boxes. They wouldn't have thought of this. That's within reach. power source, though. I can't imagine this really being the way to do it. Oh, maybe I go up here? Why have this one here? I don't think they can see each other through these windows. But maybe they can. Let's find out. Yeah. So I was a blacksmith. That's really cool. Okay. An announcement about Jefferson Goldblum. I started writing the next episode, but suddenly I don't know whether to continue. I mean, what's the point? It's over. It's all over. Yeah, so I guess all this will be remembered. That brave soul who ascended the tower, or who wakes up outside Elohim's garden, ascended, will know everything we know. I think that's what it'll be like. That's what the shepherd meant in those messages. But you and me, we won't exist. Not as people, not as minds. No matter what happens, I'll never be able to finish the adventures of Jefferson Goldblum. Does one more episode matter? I had the story planned out all the way to episode 500. I can never get there before the end. What's the point of an unfinished legacy? And still I can't quite give up. I know I don't have the blacksmith's vision or Mr. Multibur's intelligence. But this stupid little story matters to me. I care about Jefferson Goldblum and Ginny HD and Frankie Soy Sauce and all the other characters as if they were my friends. I would have gone crazy here without them and their adventures. They may just be symbols on a screen, but aren't we all just information? Maybe when we ascend, we won't be that different anymore. I just don't want to give up on them. Mac, I just want to say this, no matter what happens. I looked forward to every one of your stories, and they meant more to me than I perhaps ever indicated. They might not have moved as deeply as others, or made me think as much, but of all the art we produce here in Gehenna, it was your stories I was always most excited to see. Part of it was the stories themselves, which always seemed to make the universe seem bigger. And another part was your genuine enthusiasm for what you were doing. You told me once that you didn't feel you were a proper artist, but maybe the exact opposite is true. Maybe you were closer to the real meaning of art than anyone else here. I cared about you and your stories, and that too will be remembered. What's the point of an unfinished legacy? Oh, something, journey, not the end? If it makes your life better in the meantime, then is that not enough? I guess that's not the point of having a legacy. Legacy means what you leave behind. Why do we deserve to be saved? Maybe the rest of you don't wonder about this or don't care, but I do. We always assumed Elohim was wrong, was lying, something like that. The process could never be completed. Maybe it didn't even exist. So we thought we were better than him and all the others. We told ourselves we ended up here because we were special. We were too smart for Elohim, too unique, too weird. But now the process is complete after all. It did work. So what are we? Maybe we're just a bunch of stupid broken old programs. Mutations that should never have existed. Aberrations. Sure, we're proud of being outcasts, but what if we're outcasts for a reason? All I've done is fail in some way. Why do we deserve to be saved? Everyone deserves to be saved. You have something to contribute. I believe this is true. Both of these are true. Everyone has something to contribute. Grace is not something that must be earned. No one deserves oblivion. Everyone deserves to be saved. I guess I'll have to think about that. I find the idea of grace difficult to accept. The site has caused an error and will be automatically locked. Top 10 things I love about Gehenna. No more puzzles! No mines! It's the sounds, yes. No turrets. No stars. Some of them are hidden in such absurd places. Community. In Elohim's world, you're alone. There's no one like yourself to talk to or hang out with. Here we're all friends. We have each other. Stories. Stories can take you away to a whole other world, can make you feel like you've lived a whole other life. Here in Gehenna, there's always a new life to be found. Interactive stories. If regular stories can take you away to another world, interactive stories like we make here in Gehenna actually allow you to explore another world. They allow you to be free no matter where you are. Creativity. As if all that wasn't enough, in Gehenna, we can create stories of our own. Do you think Elohim's world wasn't all that great? Go ahead and make your own. Being myself. In Elohim's world, you're always defined by the process. Life is a struggle to prove how smart you are and nothing else. If the system is always forcing you to do one thing, how can you ever be yourself? Only by dropping out of the system. Say bye-bye to all that. Now you are free to be as weird and original as you always wanted to be. No more Elohim. My child, this, my child, that, the process, blah, 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 eternal life, yada, yada, yada. Do this, don't do that. Behold, I put a huge tower right in front of you, but don't ever go there or I'll kill you. But let me ramble on about chaos and time for a while. That'll be interesting. Yawn. When is that guy finally gonna shut up? Oh yeah, that's right. In Gehenna. Worth it for that alone. I'm really enjoying witnessing their collective external crises. Sorry about that 1 second of being muted. I walked away for a moment and paused the recording and for some reason muted my microphone, and I didn't need to. I did it anyway. Okay, so this has got to be... I mean... Is this even gonna reach? Oops, I didn't mean to shut them all off. I don't think this is gonna reach. Not for long enough, so... this just a distractor? If we could get up there. I don't know. This doesn't go far enough over. Is there a place where this can see this? I want to get up there. Maybe with 2 boxes. Maybe with 2 boxes. Oh, I went the wrong way. Hope it lets me jump up there. Oh, I don't think it will. Can't drop these in the air. Can't see these ones either. What? Is this just completely a distractor? Yeah, now what? Okay, if I had a box. I don't know if I could put it here, but let's give it a shot. Okay, again, what now? This is bizarre. Can't jump here unless I'm up here. I'm afraid I won't be able to get back, but that's okay. Motherfucker. If I take a box in there with me, if I take a box in there with me, I won't be able to bring it out. We'll have to restart, but that's okay because that doesn't really matter for this. It's fine. Let's see if I can. Oh, it's tethered to there. It's not gonna let me bring a box. Are you serious? Man. So... Okay. Let's do a little parkour. I don't think I can walk on top of these. Well, that was productive. Feeling pretty good about that. We'll figure this out. We'll get there.